This is not a sponsored video, and if you go right now and open the Hotstar application and you watch the highlights of the United versus Arsenal ka game, in the first 10 seconds itself, you will hear the commentator saying, opening weekends don't just start seasons, they set tones. And boy, is that correct. Game week 1 is finally done, and we have come away from Old Trafford with 3 points. And I know the headlines are going to be Arsenal winning ugly, away at Old Trafford, Manchester United getting robbed. I love it. I absolutely love it. Before the match began, मैंने एक stat कहीं पे पढ़ा कि we are basically starting a Premier League campaign again away from home for a 5th time in last 7 seasons, by the way. जबकि Manchester United are basically starting their league campaign with a home game for the 9th successive season. Just saying. Lineups I was pretty much happy with. Yes, Ben White के जगह अगर Julian Timber होता तो मैं ज़्यादा खुश होता. Or perhaps Kai Havertz अगर start किया होता तो. But I was happy with the way it all panned out eventually. I mean, team-wise, I'm saying, of course. And for a long time, the bench strength, I could say, we had options on the bench. Trossard था, Kai Havertz था, Noni Madueke था, Ethan Nwaneri था. Odegaard का absence raised a few eyebrows, but Mikel ने बाद में उसको clarify करा कि it was a small medical issue apparently with the medical staff. Hopefully nothing serious. Kivior, Zinchenko, Vieira, Lokonga, ये सब नहीं थे bench पे. So hopefully some sales we can see in coming days. Look, I know 1-0 win from Old Trafford, basically game week 1 set and done and dusted. लोग बोलेंगे आपको कि अरे यार performance issues था, we were not up to the mark, it was not a very pleasant watch, there were no creative sparks, वगैरह. But hear me out. So there are 2 ways to look at it basically from an Arsenal perspective. One is that they'll obviously have to improve. We will obviously have to improve as the season progresses. Yes, if we are to win our first Premier League title since 2004, which begs the question कि जैसे कल के स्ट्रीम में किसी ने मेरे को बोला कि ईथन को ले आना चाहिए था at the 60th minute वाला mark, at the 70th minute वाला mark, nothing was happening. Perhaps he could have added something to the midfield, कुछ एक creative outlet, कुछ एक spark लेके आता. But I get why he wasn't brought on to the team basically, है ना? जब 60 मिनट already pass हो गया है, when already 60 to 70 minutes have already gone by and you have seen your first choice team basically click नहीं कर रहे हैं, and this everybody is basically sloppy. तो कोई sense नहीं बनता है to bring on a teenager, 17-18-year-old and expect him to basically take the game by the scruff of the neck. अगर मैं भी शायद होता वहां पे तो मैं भी ये decision नहीं लेता. This was a choice, है ना? It was a judgment call कि नहीं, we have already a lead, एक slender lead है, lucky lead है, let's just see it out. That's the second way of looking at it, कि winning ugly is often the mark of champions, and the defensive resilience and the effectiveness that we have shown from our set pieces are basically 2 of our biggest assets. Mikel ने खुद भी ये चीज accept करा उसके post match interview में when he said कि obviously we did not play well, but make no mistake, this is a massive result. ठीक है, this is a very good start to our season. हमारे first 6 fixtures में ही ना हमारा entire season depend करता है. I know more difficult games आने वाले हैं, but with games to come against Liverpool, against Manchester City before the end of September, which are basically more tough tests. Newcastle away hai, by the way. It's job done on the opening day. Thoughts on Gyokeres? Big money signing, marquee signing, all eyes were definitely on Victor Gyokeres, but अब जब stats पढ़ेंगे, you will find out that he failed to record a single shot in a league match since way too long, and even Lee Dixon also called him very vanilla, and he has his work cut out, वगैरह. But my honest take on Gyokeres is he was fine. हम लोग already sloppy थे in transition, and he basically had poor service all day. उसको 2-3 moments पे उसको chance मिला था where he had won a couple of duels against Dillit, if I'm not wrong, but uske end products was not too very eye-catchy, let's say that. But yeah, he's clearly not fit, he's not match fit मेरे हिसाब से, and It's just one game, yaar. It's his first. It's his debut, yaar. Debut hai uska, yaar. It's his first game, and we won it. Low key performance tha, yes. Main creators usko feed nahi kar rahe the, yes. Midfield hum log ka click nahi kar raha tha, yes. Frontline, entire front three was basically stinking up. Martinelli, let's not even start about Martinelli. Saka had a poor game. Zubimendi and Rice had a poor game. Saliba had a poor game. Calafiori, yes, good. Big Gabby, yes. Raya, fantastic. Also, Mikel also said his side basically did not make enough of the chance to play the ball behind United's defense. I somewhat agree with this. 7 या 8 situation हम लोग ने basically miss करा when the ball was completely open to play through. I completely agree with this take. Having said that, having seen his game yesterday, I think we must not forget the fact that we have been playing with a striker in the form of Kai Havertz for so long now, who is technically and physically and attribute-wise very different to Victor Gyokeres. Make no mistake about it. So it does take time for the team to also get used to the new players' runs. It's not just only about the team changing their entire dynamics for one guy. It's also about him adapting for the team, changing for the team basically. ये कितना fast होगा, ये cohesion कितना fast, कितना जल्दी बनेगा, ये chemistry कितना जल्दी बैठेगा with the entire team is the big question. Calafiori, one of the standout players basically. Standout माने one of the better performers in the side, मैं ये बोल सकता हूँ. Selected at left back, of course, for his unpredictability. थोड़ा X factor लाता है. It was his forward runs basically that left Brian Mbeumo free, and that basically allowed United the chance and the space to attack and cause problems for Arsenal. And Mikel ने उसका तारीफ भी करा in his post-match wala thing. He said that he has that capacity to change the energy. He has a presence that is special. He has this aura. He is a player that is very unpredictable for the opponent because he can occupy very different spaces. Absolutely agree with this. Having said that, Calafiori's goal, his header basically was our 31st goal from corners since the start of 23-24, which is the highest in the league. I'll take it. I'll take it. I don't take this jibes as Stoke City FC, set piece FC. मेरे को ये hurt नहीं करता. I take it as a compliment. जो लोग ये बोलते हैं उनको शायद गेम समझ में नहीं आता है, or perhaps they cannot score from set pieces themselves. It is an aspect of a game. When things aren't going your way, basically you try to find a plan B or a plan C or a plan D. आप डिफेंड कर सकते थे those corners, those set pieces. आप वो नहीं करते हैं. आप खुद भी स्कोर करते हैं, आप नहीं कर पाते हैं. तो I don't see the point. I don't take it as a jibe or a hurtful वाला thing. I take it as a compliment. Trust me. From an Arsenal point of view, yes, हम लोग का open play XG was like 0.29 या 0.3 ऐसा कुछ तो था, and which demonstrates the fact that there's an over-reliance on set pieces. That is something, yes, of course, we as Arsenal fans, we definitely see should be addressed, wala kind of a thing. And hopefully, अगर ऐसे आता तो शायद वो थोड़ा help होता वो scene पे. But ऐसे again, I think is going to Spurs. I think that news is almost pretty much done. 12-13 दिन है till the transfer window is done, and I'm just hoping to see one creative outlet. Maybe it's a touchline winger, maybe it's an attacking midfielder. Let's see, right? Raya and Calafiori, of course, were two of our better performers on the pitch. Tisra and the final naam, which I would like to talk about is Martin Odegaard, our captain, basically. For the first 25 to 28 minutes, Martin Odegaard looked as if he was back to his best here. He was beating his man with flair, with silky touches. I mean, nutmeg कर रहा था, roll on कर रहा था. He was taking shots. It was very, very good to see though. Overall game में, of course, the entire team was not functioning at their best. So yes, इतना अच्छा नहीं था team wise. But first 25-30 minutes, I think he was easily the best player for us. Just because वो कुछ नहीं बोलता है, लोगों को लगता है कि लोग उसका scapegoat बना देते हैं. And even Tony Adams was like कि उसको कैप्टन नहीं बनना चाहिए, Declan Rice को कैप्टन बनाना चाहिए. मेरा इस पे ये मानना है कि Tony Adams, whom I really respect, by the way, I think he has achieved that point, that stature, that status basically, कि वो Arsenal के बारे में कुछ भी बोल सकते हैं, and that is okay. That's his opinion. He can have that say. He can have that call on certain things. He was Mr. Captain, fantastic himself. England को captain करा हुआ है, Arsenal को captain करा हुआ है, and he can say Rice should be captain. That's fine. That's absolutely fine. मेरे को भी लगता है बहुत सारे cases में कि Rice would perhaps make more sense. But having said that, it was recently revealed that it was the staff and sare players. Everybody in the dressing room wanted Martin Odegaard to be the club captain, and that should be it. That should be it. 105 games as Premier League captain यार already. And having said that, राइस ने भी कैप्टन कराया 1 या 2 गेम प्रीमियर लीग में, गैबी ने भी कैप्टन कराया 4 गेम्स, साका ने भी कैप्टन कराया 5 से 6 गेम्स. So are these guys not captain material? They're already leaders by the way. तो let's not make him a scapegoat every now and then. अगर scapegoat बनाना है तो अगर criticism करना है तो criticize Bukayo Saka for his performance yesterday. He had a stinker भाई कल वाला गेम में. He was not able to put crosses in. Second half में maybe towards the end of the game 1 या 2 चांस वो निकाला. Where he beat his man and he put a cross in, but Noni Madueke, I think then that cross was blocked or something. Apart from that, 1 or 2 moments, I think he had a generational stinker wala game. Yeah, criticize karna hai to be fair with everybody is what I'm trying to say. Criticize Martinelli. Criticize Saka for yesterday's game. You can criticize Rice for yesterday's game. You can criticize Zubimendi for his game, but not that much because uska bhi debut tha by the way kal. You can criticize Saliba. You can criticize Ben White कि कब तू match fit होएगा, कब you'll actually play the full 90 minutes. So captain, non-captain, scapegoat, Martin Odegaard ये सब मत करिए. At the end, what matters the most is कि how the guys in the dressing room and how the guys in the entire club feel about who's supposed to lead them basically, and they strongly feel that Martin Odegaard should be leading them, and there's that period. United almost did everything as per their plan. It was just one lapse of concentration, just one. Bayindir and his counterpart Raya was luckily in form for us. Apart from conceding one silly early goal that ultimately proved decisive, और कुछ गलती करा नहीं यूनाइटेड ने by the way. And उल्टा यूनाइटेड ने ये दिखाया संडे को कि their system works and also demonstrated the difference their new signings are going to make for them. ऐसा बहुत बार हुआ last season में when you could see that United were trying to play from the back and they were getting constantly caught in possession. We hardly saw that happen on Sunday. ठीक है, they were more dynamic, they were more direct, physically भी काफी strong लग रहे थे, they looked fitter, they looked sharper. Luke Shaw, Mason Mount, ये लोग क्या टैकल करके बॉल छीन रहे थे यार. I was like, dude, they're up for it. And their attackers were basically all over us, bhai log. ठीक है, and they recorded what, like 20-25 odd shots at us. Last time they recorded 20 plus shots in a single Premier League game against Arsenal was in the 8-2 wala game. Credit where it's due, guys. I mean, if United continue to play like this, like how we saw on Sunday, onwards and upwards is the only way from here on for them basically. Teams are definitely going to struggle playing against United this season, especially at Old Trafford, and I'm so happy कि we got it out of the way basically, है ना. पहला गेम हम लोग निकाल लिया कैसे करके. I don't see Liverpool winning at Old Trafford. I don't see City winning at Old Trafford and coming away with 3 points. But that's just me. But that's just my opinion, by the way. And इतना भी sad नहीं होंगे United के fans. I think they should be proud of the fact कि वो लोग अच्छा progress दिखाएं considering where they were the last season and where they were struggling to score goals. They were struggling to garner points. And this season it might be absolutely different. कितना मतलब I think 1 game a week खेलेंगे if they stay sharp, if they are able to prepare well, if they are able to recover well, if they can maintain ऐसे levels जैसे हम लोग को संडे पे दिखा, I think easily they'll be able to finish in a top 6, top 7 position. And FYI, Ruben Amorim का ये 15th defeat था in 28 Premier League outings, by the way. ये होने के बावजूद, if United fans are feeling optimistic, that's how the progress has been for them. So well done. To wrap it up, I think हम लोग एक ऐसे phase में है ना where Arsenal play nice, people complain. When Arsenal wins ugly, people complain. तो complaints होते रहेंगे. I will gladly take these 3 points. And next up is basically Leeds. And the way I see it, I think it's 1 game done and it sets you up nicely for the games against Leeds and Liverpool. ठीक है, I'll see you soon in the next video. Till then, come on, you Gunners.